Hello, grade threes. It's so wonderful to speak to you again. We're going to look at week 17's work for PSW, and our theme for the week is healthy living. Now, we've looked at food groups, we have also looked at food pyramids, and we have seen that we need to eat healthily and we need to exercise. But in PSW, we're going to talk about something a little different. We're going to talk about our minds, our thoughts. I would like to start by asking you a question that might not always be so easy to answer. And that question is, do you sometimes feel left out? I know when I walk around on the playground, I sometimes see children who don't look all that happy. Some children come to me and say that their friends don't want to play with them. They don't want them to be part of the group. Do you sometimes feel like this? Well, let me tell you, this is very, very common. You might feel at that point, at that moment, that you're the only one in the world experiencing those thoughts, that you're the only one going through that. But we have all gone through those emotions. We have all felt that before. All of us feel left out at some point in life. Your parents have felt like that before, your teachers have felt like that before, and even those friends of yours who seem to be so confident and so happy have also felt like that. That I can guarantee you. Now we know that we need to exercise and eat healthily, as I've said, but we also need to take care of our minds. How do we do that? By thinking positively and remembering our own worth. Our worth means to remember that we are special, that we are no less than anybody else. I'm going to read a story to us today, and that story is called The Carrot Club. You can read along on the screen. I'll have my papers handy here for in case my picture at the bottom covers up some of the words. Let's see. Carrot Club. It was midnight in the supermarket, and the veggies were sleeping soundly. Suddenly, Sally Sprout was woken by the sound of footsteps coming from the crate next door. She peered through a hole and was surprised to see a line of carrots disappearing under the counter. She decided to follow them to see what was going on. Sally saw a cardboard box with a door cut into the side. She knocked on the door, and it was answered by a confused-looking carrot named Clive. "What are you doing here?" asked Clive. "Only carrots are allowed at Carrot Club." "What's Carrot Club?" asked Sally excitedly, looking past him as she spoke. In the background, Sally could see a pool table and a hoop for playing their favorite ball game, Vegetable. Do you hear the play on words there? Vegetable, not vegetable. Some carrots were bouncing on space hoppers. Some were doing karaoke, and others were relaxing on puffy sofas. "I'm sorry," said Clive. "You'll have to go. Sprouts are boring and definitely not cool enough to come to Carrot Club. Only carrots are allowed at Carrot Club," he repeated. Sally returned to her crate feeling sad and cross. She told the other veggies, who were furious that the carrots thought they were cooler and more important than anyone else. The next night, the veggies followed the carrots to the club. One by one, they knocked on the door. But one by one, they were turned away. Pedro Potato was told he was too mucky, too dirty, to come inside, and Barbara Broccoli was shocked when the carrot said that her beautiful curly hair was not stylish enough. Billy Beetroot was upset that the carrots thought his lovely pink color was not as funky as orange. "That's it," he said. "We need to teach those carrots a lesson." I may have an idea, said a mysterious voice from the shadows. It was Polly Parsnip. Meet me outside Carrot Club at midnight, she said, and with that she disappeared. There was a buzz of excitement as the veggies waited to see what would happen. Polly appeared out of the darkness, and although her face was still familiar, the veggies spotted one very big change. Polly was orange. She knocked on the door to Carrot Club, and to everyone's amazement was welcomed inside. She sat on the sofa telling jokes. Now I need to make sure that I'm on the correct page. She sat on the sofa telling jokes. I wonder what happened next. There we go. She sat on the sofa telling jokes, and she scored the winning point in every game of vegetable. Polly returned night after night, impressing everyone with her skills on the space hopper and her amazing karaoke talents. It wasn't long before she was the most popular carrot at Carrot Club. The other carrots told her how funny she was. They loved her fantastic hairstyle and thought she was a great shade of orange. One night, as Polly was arriving, she could hear laughter coming from behind the box. "Pool party!" shouted Clive as he jumped in with a splash. "Come on, Polly!" he called. Without thinking, Polly dived in. But before long, the water started to turn orange. The carrots gasped with shock and looked at Polly, who was now a very obvious shade of, who can guess? Parsnip. "I can't believe you're a parsnip," said Clive in amazement. "We all thought you were a cool, funky and fun carrot." "Well, I am cool, funky and fun," said Polly, climbing out of the pool. "But I am not a carrot." "Who would have thought that a parsnip could be so interesting?" said Clive. "That's right," said Polly. "I am interesting, and so are all these other veggies, but you never even tried to get to know any of us." "We're sorry," said the carrots, hanging their heads in shame. "We would love to get to know you all better. Tomorrow night you are all invited to Carrot Club." The next night, all the veggies arrived to find a surprise on the door. "Maybe you are as cool as carrots after all," said Clive with a wink. What does it say on the wall? It says Carrot Club, and it's been crossed out, and it now says Veggie Club. Isn't that great? So all the veggies had fun together at the new club, and rumor has it they even invited the odd piece of fruit to come along too, not just vegetables. Grade 3s, this is the second part of my video. I'm going to try my best to join these two together. I'm not sure that I'll be able to do it, but if not, then this is the second part of my video. I hope you enjoyed the story just as much as I have, and I hope that you have learned a little lesson from this story. I have a few questions for us to think about. Let's take a look. My first question is, how did Polly and the other vegetables feel? Do you think that they felt happy about not being able to go to the Carrot Club? Do you think that they perhaps felt left out? Do you think that they perhaps felt sad? Perhaps they didn't feel good enough because they weren't the same as the carrots? What did Polly do about this? Can you remember? She turned herself orange. Number 3, what could she have done instead? What do you think? I think Polly shouldn't have tried to turn herself into something that she wasn't. She tried to fit in by trying to be something that she wasn't. And in the end, it didn't work out at all. Can we try and keep up appearances forever? That's not possible. We can only be ourselves. So I think that she just had to be herself, and others would then see for themselves who she was, and they would get to know her in that way. Number 4, what lesson did the carrots learn? The carrots learned that they shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Have you heard that before? That means don't look at someone and judge them before you know them. Get to know someone first before you make up your mind. And number 5, what lesson did Polly and her friends learn? Similar to what I've already said in question 3 or in answer 3, they learned that they shouldn't try to change themselves to fit in. They should rather just be themselves. Be yourself, and others will get to know you in that way. Don't try to be something that you're not. Now, grade 3s, I have found 3 great quotes that I'd like to leave you with for this week. And the first 2 are by Dr. Seuss. Let's take a look. The first one says, "Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you." That's true. There's only one of you. The next one says, "Why fit in when you were born to stand out? You weren't created the same as your friend. You don't look the same as your friend. You don't sound the same as your friend. You don't walk the same as your friend. So why would you try to be like your friend? Why would you try to fit in when you were born to stand out?" Please remember that. And then the last quote, which is very important. I'd like you to remember this forever, for the rest of your life. It says, "Have the courage to be yourself. No matter what others think, no matter what they want you to be, no matter what they say, have the courage to be yourself. Even if it means that you're going to walk around alone on the playground, be yourself. That's fine. Be happy with who you are. Think positive thoughts. You are smart. You are worthy. Have the courage to be yourself." All right, grade 3s, I will leave you with this. Until next week, have fun, and then we'll speak again.